Got it. Live streaming it. No. Okie dokie, it's live streaming it. So hi, this is gonna be about the role of your body in your actual soul potential actualization. If you're new to me and to my work, hello, my name is Tiina and I run Stellar Paradigm Consulting, which is a consulting firm that focuses on basically analyzing human and consciousness patterns, and we facilitate energetic shifts with these individuals, spiritually oriented high achievers, visionaries, and these souls that I call system busters, consciousness hackers, and obviously also paradigm shifters. Because one reason for why Stellar Paradigm Consulting exists is, to bring out new systems and new structures on this planet. And what I personally do is I have this thing that I can actually pretty much nearly instantly, just by scanning and observing you, I can see what is it energetically in you that is blocking you from actually reaching that your soul potential. And importantly, I can see how it looks like, what your actual essence looks like. And because it's an energetic thing, it's not easy. It's simple and straightforward work to then bridge that gap between you, as in your soul power and your soul potential, and then what is actually happening in you as in your human form. And it's fun, it's intense, it's my current way of working. It's 2.5 months, very intense, daily access, daily support, and then weekly sessions where we get those energetics right, and actually you get assignments, personalized assignments, and it's brilliant. Okie dokie. But today, because of those things as well, I find this topic highly important, and for some reason it's also a topic that is for some reason neglected to a degree. I don't know why, but I don't think it's talked about. What is it at the actual root? Because all the things that usually is talked about, their focus is more on like meditation and yoga. All the talk about the body, it's all about talks about yoga, meditation, trauma release, breath work, EFT tapping, and Reiki, and these these kind of energy healing methods. And then if you're a bit more new agey, then it's also DNA activations kind of like go hand in hand with when the body is discussed in this vast array of soul potential actualization. And I think it's nice, it's very important to have tools to get you to actually release those things that are stored in the body, but it kind of like lacks the depth of why, kind of like certain things, you know, why the body matters. And so I'm gonna just go like over it. Your body is the densest, oh great. Your body is the densest layer of your field, your energy field. And usually the body is discussed that it's kind of like you have your energy fields, you know, you do your work in the non-physical realms, and then you like expand and improve and well, do fun stuff with your energy field outside of the body. And then the body is just like this physical vessel that just exists, and like it's the seed of your like your expression in here, and that like you're a soul and you use your body as a vessel. You use your body as a vessel on this planet, which is to a degree true. Obviously, when it's time to exit the planet or this place, you don't take your body with you. So it's obviously you are not only your body, but it doesn't matter. But it doesn't mean that, you know, the body isn't part of you. And usually it's very like the body is flesh. Ooh, I haven't, yeah. I'm vegan, so that was kind of like raw, mostly raw. So your body is like very tangible. Your body is like, you know, physical. And, you know, we all know to a degree that, you know, energy is energy, matter is not matter. But it's slightly not true that your body is just like this physical thing. Because as said, your body is actually the densest layer of your energy field. And if you just do the work on like more on the non-physical parts of your energy fields, then and like skip the body, you're not doing the work, because then the things that you're doing in the non-physical aspects don't get to land, because things land in the body. And that's why people who have also done very much like of the spiritual work, and I don't want to say embodiment work, I hate the word embodiment, but it's those who have actually like desired to awaken and bring in, you know, their spiritual truth and their spiritual whole shenanigans. You can see their reflection more brighter in their whole expression, and you can see it coming forth stronger and reflected more in the body. Like you can see it in the eyes, you can see it in the whole, what the whole body emits. And thus that in itself is kind of like the proof or the verification that, you know, that body is actually, you know, part of that whole energetic system. And that is also the reason, if you've been like doing you know, all these clearings and healings or activations which are done not in the body, and the results maybe don't like stick around. You get like profound wisdom, or not even profound, but you get like this knowledge, you get glimpses of, you know, the potential, you get glimpses of things, but then they just kind of like stay upward in somewhere, and you don't, you know, ground them to the body. That is because, you know, the work is done in the body. So you need to incorporate the body, very specifically, get the body to absorb and take in those things, and that is basically done, or you can see you need to create changes in your like movement, changes in your behavior, changes in your identities, perspectives, and all of those things for those glimpses to actually become your reality. And I'm gonna talk about the body more in depth, because I'm very stoked about the body. I seriously, I love physicality. I actually love and adore the body and how everything feels in the body. And I realized it's because, you know, the body part is not usually very much talked about. It's just like, you know, as I said previously, that the body is just you know, the body and, you know, your vessel only, you know, to these, your vessel for your like spiritual adventures on here, and, you know, body is just like a body. And I realized, as I said, that that it's not talked about how your body, because your body is the densest layer of your field, but your body also is a part of your mind, and your body stores things. So let's go over the basic. Your body kind of is formed through various things. You have like muscles, bones, organs, blood flow, and, you know, all these gorgeous things, hair, and that's your body. And all those tissues and all those muscles, everything holds certain energy in them. So like they hold memories, they hold patterns, they reflect, you know, those patterns, and your consumption, what you consume and what you release and what you observe, kind of like all goes hand in hand in the territory of what is called your body. And your body, your brain, kind of like, I'm thinking how to explain this, you know, the most understandable way. Your brain interprets what is going on in your body, like very physically, what is happening in your organs, what is happening in your skin, on your skin. Your brain takes in all that information you have in your body, and it interprets it, and you kind of, and the interpretation thing happens in your mind. And that is why the state of your body can have such an effect on your mind, because your brain is like invested in the body. Not invested in the body, but your brain tells you information, what is going on in your body through your thoughts, and it interprets it through thoughts and emotions. For example, if like there is something, if you're consuming something that is not suitable for you, or that the body doesn't like, you can become like anxious, and you start to experience emotions. And let's not even go into the whole thing of consumption. I'm gonna go there quickly though. But yeah, so it's those anxious things is like part of your brain taking in those signals from the body and then bringing it into your awareness. The body is not the whole awareness of your mind, obviously, but it takes a percentage of it. And obviously, if you are like highly aware and you've developed the focus and the ability to stay aware, you can start to kind of like see where those certain thoughts and emotions are coming from, and like take action based on those things. But if you're not still like completely aware of it, it kind of like it might emerge, it might be immersed in the thing that you call mind, and it's hard to pinpoint like where is everything coming from. But as said, your body informs you constantly, and your brain takes in the information that is happening in the body. And this is the part I don't think usually is discussed as much as I would personally would think would be like necessary, or like I think it's like in high regards to actually to know these things about your body and how your brain and your body work, because your work is also done in the body, because your soul potential actualization in the body happens when you merge that higher expression of you and you merge that into your body. And as your body holds both like all those memories, emotions, identities, it also stores your patterns, like your behavioral patterns, which you can tell like how rigidly you move. And if you have like a pattern of behavior that you don't quite enjoy, it's stored in the body. And thus, in order for you to release it, you bring in the higher knowledge, and then you break it out of your body. And thus you want to have your body with you. You want to have your body in all of this process, because otherwise it's incomplete. And then we get these types of spiritual bypassing, where everyone's like, oh, there's like non-duality, and body doesn't exist, and there's no matter. And then you're just like fucking stuck in these higher states and not acknowledging like a part of you. Because when you are having a body, you will have part of your conscious awareness on it. because otherwise what's the point of having it? And you wouldn't be, your body is like your vessel in, you know, into that degree. And if you do the bypassing stuff, like we're all the one and the same, and you know, body doesn't exist, you're not in a very grounded place. And if you're not in a very grounded place, you're easily swayable. And if you're just like live in up here and, you know, do the work in here, it's, you don't claim your power. You kind of like disown one part of it, which is not energetically, it's not advisable, to be honest. And yeah. And basically also, thus your body is also quite a good barometer for you to see, have you actually done the work? Have you actually released the pattern, or have you been like trying to just like suppress it? And is it really like out of your system, or do you just think that it's out of your system and then you go and live and it still mingles in there and you just think that it's not happening? I'm going to give you an example. When I started to, I know that some people hate usually this, I don't know, does it bring like or shame or what it does, but you know, these are food examples really usually bring a lot of like a resistance for some reason. But I'm still gonna take this food example. And when I started to transition from like my previous diet to my now diet, I realized that there was this some point that I wanted to make, like, if I would have been eating like a pizza, like a normal pizza, like with wheat and cheese and such, when I transitioned, I started to do like modified versions of these, like gluten-free vegan pizzas. And then at some point I tried the raw vegan pizzas, and that was actually the point when I was like, okay, I need to go into the root, because I'm not gonna do these raw vegan pizzas and pretend that they're as enjoyable as, you know, the actual pizzas. And then I was like, okay, what is this? Why am I trying to manage this craving and, you know, turn it into something, and like, instead of actually looking at the root of it, like what am I craving when I crave that thing? And it's the same with, you know, in your body, the same thing can check the work. Like, are you managing the things, like, and believing that you have actually done the work, or have you actually released it from the body? Because I stopped eating like the pizzas. I still occasionally, I don't even know when was the last time, but yeah, it's still kind of like, it goes away once you really get it out of your system. And in this case, the pattern is actually out of the body, and you've actually addressed the core issue, then the energies actually shift. And thus you need to do it in the body as well, because you can also live and emit. You can live and emit higher spiritual wisdom and truth, and these kind of elevated states of consciousness, but your body is still the place that tells your human story and the human truth and your human identities, your human patternings. And if if you want to, like, to me, it's also about living in integrity, in that sense that if it's not lived experience like fully, then there's something icky about it. I don't want to. It leaves room for distortions and, you know, egoistic behaviors, and then we have these. Then we get to have these like gurus who, I don't know, exploit something because they haven't done, you know, the human patterning work, and they just, you know, focus on the spiritual aspects, and thus bypassing the human and bypassing the pod body is kind of like not enjoyable, I mean, to me. And actually, also in addition to that, is the body, when it comes to your like individualized and personal aspects, the body is the densest layer of your energy field. It's also how deep are you able to go, because you need to embody your body and make changes in the body, in the body's body dynamics, make changes in, you know, what is stored in your fat cells, make changes what is stored in your ligaments, what's like, how everything is moving in the body, in order for you to experience more life, because you are bringing your awareness, you're bringing your presence, and you're bringing your soul into the body, and it transforms it from the inside out. So thus you cannot go like deeper than you have like allowed your body to go deeper, if that makes sense. Yeah, as I said, you can have visions and you can have knowing and you can have, you know, all the spiritual, you know, awareness, and still hold your, you know, those human patterns in your body and think you're good to go. Yes. Okay, so the soul potential actualization in the body, this is something that is usually talked about. It's like you need to like bring, you know, you into the body, and it's actually also very accurate. I would say it's very energetically, it's very accurate, because as you probably already know, I look at energy fields, so I can also see what is happening when people start to emit, you know, their soul and, you know, step into that version of themselves versus, you know, just the human. And the soul body actualization is, you know, I'm thinking how to explain it. It's basically merging the higher expression of you into the body, and it's very much like, you know, crown chakra and, you know, all that stuff merges into the actual body, and it's very linear to this degree, but it's also inwardly, and it's like merges inside of you. So it's not only, you know, bridging higher and lower, it's also very much inwardly and thus outwardly expressed, processed energetically, and from like energetic viewpoint and energy field viewpoint. And it's kind of like your soul wants to be expressed in your body, because that's the way how you ground the frequency of, you know, your soul, and, you know, live from that place as well. I made you an image, like an actual representation, how it looks like. This is this human, and it's like human body, aka this, as you can tell. This is the densest part of your field, and then this, aka your body, is what holds the human patterning, because your body is basically all about the patterning and, you know, all the stuff in there. And then you have these little circulating things, and you want to have them merged, and the percentage of how much you can merge those things, how much you can bring in to your body, is dependent on the amount of human, you know, on the unresolved patterning, because it's like a frequency thingy, because you cannot, if there's some like unresolved patterning, trauma, or not living life like through your values in some areas, they don't go hand in hand with your, like, you're then like moving away your power, and when you're moving away your power, you're moving away your ability to hold that kind amount of energy. You move away power, you move also away your ability to hold the things, and thus, and it's also related to your nervous system, how much, you know, it can handle without frying, you know, your body, but still, you know, it's the same dynamic. So that's the merger percentage, how much you can bring and express is, you know, boils down to how much, you know, unresolved human patterning you have. And the level that the merger percentage is actually also the same, equals to, you know, equals to your creation ability level. Because the more you can merge and express, the more access you have. In the previous live, I talked about it. The more access you have to your creator state, and, you know, that kind of playing field. And so go check out that one if you haven't already. I love this picture. Yeah, and that is why the work, when, you know, one is working with me, the work is highly individualized, and there's not a like there's a system to it, but it's highly customized system. So it's because it boils down to your human patterning, like what is happening in you, what have you stored in your body, and, you know, how your soul looks like, how is your soul energetics. And those two, no one has like the same like lived experience, no one has the same kind of like soul. So it's very personalized and very individualized. And the way we tackle those patterns is through assignments, because change comes through behavior changes. So it's not like you are just gonna talk it over. Obviously, if, you know, there is something, space to be held to all those things that, arise, but it's still about creating the change. And thus working with me is there's going to be assignments. You get like personalized assignments that are bringing the antidote, so to speak, to those patternings. And obviously the patternings kind of like when people experience certain things, there is patterning. For example, if you have like a trauma response, like fawning, obviously the patterning is like very similar, like between like a group of people. That fawning expresses itself through very similarly, like in people that people, people please and, freeze, obviously, and such. So that the patterning, there is like there's a pattern in those patternings, and it's usually very like the same, like from people to people. But the experiences, circumstances, and what is needed uniquely in you vary when it comes to breaking those patterns and, getting you, expressing you, and actually, being in your full-on soul brilliance and soul excellence. And that is what, like, that's also where I get my kicks off, because I want my fellow beings to being in the same, having their access to their excellence. And that is also why working with me is, it's also quite, it's demanding to a degree that I'm not gonna, I push you, obviously, but it's, excellence is something that is also like crafted through values and how you show up. And that is something that I expect from you, like, and going fully into those assignments, because it's really fun. It actually is really fun, and especially when there's someone both like cheering you on, coaching you on, and holding you, and you can share that it's and you do things that you're like, okay, I never thought I will like do these or overcome these, or so it's fun. It really, really is brilliant. I think this is gonna be the wrapping up of this live. I don't know how long I have been going over, probably, but if you're like thinking about working with me, just contact me, and let's start from there. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Next week I'm actually holding a Q&A live stream where you get to ask questions about your personal energetics. I am not sure exactly at what day yet, but I'll post it next week when I know what it's gonna be. And you can like submit your questions. You can attend live and ask your questions. There are two ways you can attend live: through my site, 𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗃consulting.com/lives. That's one way. There's this Zoom link. You can like join via browser, and you can access it through that, and then you can ask questions there. Or if you want, you can, I'm still gonna stream it to YouTube. I'm not still sure about Facebook though. Yeah, so you can also access it or join through YouTube. Or if you just want to do it anonymously, you can like send email your question, email or send like a DM, LinkedIn DM, Messenger DM, email that, hey, could you like what is going on energetically with me in relation to this topic, and I'll look at it at the live. Obviously, if it's like too many people, I need to do it like in, there's gonna be like max number of amount of people. I will like inform you if like there isn't room for it, but just go ahead and DM me or email me, and or attend live, and let's see what happens from it. Brilliant. Okay, was there something else? No, I'm gonna share that with you later. No, I think that was about it. Brilliant. Enjoy. How long was it? I don't even know. Okay. Enjoy your time, guys. I'm gonna see you the latest next week. My DMs are open.